What's good, y'all? This studio's a mess. Time to clean up. I've been hella busy these last few weeks. I ain't had time to do the show. A lot of new stuff came in. I gotta open these boxes up. Time for some studio upgrades. And shit, let's get right to it. Putting shit together. I'm really into handyman type. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man, but shit, I'll figure it out. Yeah, not too bad. I think I can do this. 2 keyboard stand. I hate this part, man. This shit ain't no motherfucking joke right here, man. Ain't no joke. I'm doing this. It's already been like 30 minutes. It's no joke. Instructions is wrong as hell. Gotta go on YouTube to find out how to do it. But, alright. Almost done. Okay, so now we have 2 keyboards just came in. What is this? This is the Korg Cross 2. Yes, sir. This is the Korg Cross 2, and this is going to be a new keyboard that I can mess around with and get my creative juices flowing, you know what I'm saying? Get my beat making, passion, get back into it, because lately I ain't had no type of inspiration to do anything, to be honest with you. I've been so caught up in this basketball shit and this business stuff that I'm doing to get the bread. I ain't even have the time to actually finish this album. I'm over here. I'm really struggling with this goddamn packaging. The fuck, these niggas triple fucking duct tape this motherfucker. But we gonna assemble all this shit and get it popping. Next, we have the Novation Mini Nova. Oh my goodness. So I got some learning to do. I got this shit all set up and I can't get no motherfucking sound out of this one. And there's a piece I'm missing. I gotta head down to the Guitar Center and, you know what I'm saying, get this little piece for the headphones or come up on 2 speakers, because this shit doesn't have its own speakers. I got all this shit right here. I need to basically be playing out of one set of speakers. So I think I need a mixer. That's the shit I would not, I ain't never been really strong at, is connecting all this shit together. I've always found a way to get it to work. But in the beginning, it's one hell of a headache, man. So yeah, I'm on to the next thing, and that's getting shit back popping with this podcast. So we're gonna chop it up.
Renz 510radio.com.
What's going on with y'all this week? Back again. It's your boy Renz Julian. Yeah, we getting it in again, Had to sit it out for a few weeks, because I had a lot going on. R.I.P. Lorenzo King Sr., biological father that wasn't in my life, man, but, he planted the seed, and, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And I don't know the full story, because at 3 years old, that's when the separation occurred, man. I never heard from him since. So, I made a vow to myself and to God that I would never do that to my kids. And so far, so good, I don't know what the situation was between him and my mom's, but it is what it is, and it was what it was, man. So R.I.P. Lorenzo King Sr., you know what I mean? Even though I didn't know you, you didn't send a dime, you didn't even call, I made it all the way to this point on my own with no child support, no help, bounced around home to home, And you know, your son is a success in life, you know, homeowner, business owner, and father. So you missed out, but hey, hopefully you're in a better place now, looking down, and maybe you can send me some blessings from above, you know. But anyway, we'll move on. My personal issue or my personal story ain't all that important for this. You know, we on this podcast, East Bay Kings podcast, where we talk sports. We talk about, you know, East Bay Kings, my basketball team in the ABA. We talk my favorite teams, the 49ers and the Golden State Warriors. Of course, we're gonna talk a little bit about Renz Jr., you know, the rap artist, Field of Dreams Entertainment, Empire, you know, independent, putting in work since the early 2000s, man, getting it in. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Let's just move right along. It's Super Bowl week, and you know, of course, I'm real disappointed. The real Super Bowl for me was a couple weeks ago. 49ers versus the Rams. Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G, like I told y'all, you know, in the beginning of the year, he's gonna tease you. You know, he's just good enough to be not good enough. You know, when we need somebody to make a play, when we need somebody to get out the pocket, scramble, and go downfield, you know, he ain't that dude. And yeah, you know, basically what, you know, we weren't good enough to make the play at the end to put up enough points on the board to move on. To play in SoFi Stadium in the Super Bowl, which is basically would have been a home field advantage for the 49ers. So now we got a boring ass Super Bowl with the Rams and the Bengals. I mean, that shit just don't. Them two teams, man, they ain't really ringing bells out there in the streets, man. Ain't nobody tripping, ain't nobody thinking about no Rams and no Bengals, at least not around here. I ain't even really planning on, you know, watching the whole game. I might glance at it for a minute, and I'm gonna be up here in the studio trying to get this thing popping again, trying to finish this album, and I got some new music I'm gonna drop next week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm moving on. You know, sports is like you know, put you in a trance to get you, you know, out of focus. Basically, you should be focusing on things that involve your life, you know, that you can control. I know it's kind of a you can say like something to pull you away from the daily grind, like therapeutic to just zone out and watch the TV after a long day of grinding and working or whatever you're doing. But don't get too caught up into it, man. It's just, you know, don't get too caught up into it. Live your own life. That's grown men out there. They getting paid to play. You don't got to sit up there and live and die with them and live through them and be a super fan, because that's just that's just doing too much, man. You know, do you. What can you accomplish on this earth, you know? And that's what it should be about. So the word on the street is that Death Row Records is coming back, man. Death Row Records. Snoop Dogg is now the owner of Death Row Records. He bought the company. That's the famous label. That's my favorite label. Growing up, you know, Tupac, Nate Dogg, Dogg Pound. The music that came out of that era, that's like, you know, my whole inspiration. I used to bump dog food, you know, the Dogg Pound all the time. You know, that was stayed in my headphones. You know what I mean? Dr. Dre, all those hits, you know, The Chronic. You know what I'm saying? Death Row, man, Snoop. I mean, that was the West Coast from about 90, 91. I mean, right before that was NWA with Ice Cube, Easy, MC Ren, Dr. Dre. You know, that whole squad there. But, you know, Death Row Records took it to the next level. You know, with Tupac. When Tupac came and joined the squad, I mean, it was just like the dream team, super team of rap labels, super team of rappers, period. When you had Pac and Snoop on the same track, you know, at that time growing up. The beats, you know, a lot of people don't really want to acknowledge the fact that those West Coast beats had a lot of R&B in it. You know, they had Nate Dogg on the hook and they were kind of, the pioneers of that sound. Now you see a lot of that today with rappers singing and rapping. Whatever, Drake singing his own hooks. Damn near, the whole industry is singing and rapping. Future, Young Thug, Chris Brown can rap and sing. It's just, that was kind of rare, back then when Nate Dogg, flipped it with Warren G on Regulate, and that whole style. Got shout out to LA, shout out to the whole West Coast. I was real influenced by that. The slaps, Roger Troutman influenced beats. It was just, that's the era I came up in. So shout out to Snoop for, hopefully he gonna bring back that G-Funk sound. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe he'll come up to the Bay and sign some up and coming Bay Area talent, or work with us and help us come up, because the Bay has been basically on our own, pretty much the whole time. Every man for itself. It's not a whole lot of, there's never been one big label to bring everybody up. I mean, you got Empire now, but that's more, I'm on that label, but that's distribution. They help some people, some, for the most part, but everybody out here on their grind, man. That's all. You got to put yourself on. I'm putting myself on. I put myself on BET. I put myself on KML. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody help me. Ain't nobody give me no money, no budget to build my own studio. You know what I'm saying? All this. My own record label budget, marketing budget to put music out. So Snoop, I hope he, relaunches Death Row in a major way. You know what I mean? And it comes out to the Bay, scoops up some Bay Area artists, some talent out here, and we get this West Coast lit like it was in 91, 92, 93, 94. Back when the West Coast still in style, but people could say, the South got it. They didn't had it for many moons now. Because out here that's what they play mostly. Every other song is from Atlanta. They don't support their own region. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They just, the funny thing about the industry, a lot of people don't know, it's all about payola. It's all about that bread. And the major labels, for whatever reason, there's a lot of different reasons and theories I ain't gonna get into, but they didn't really invest in this area, and they putting that money into the South, Atlanta, other regions right now, and it's been like that for some time now, and that's how they get them songs spinning over and over again. It's all about that bread. So each song is like a little commercial, and then you got Bay Area artists out here that ain't got no record deal like that. We do it through our own grind, through our own hustle, whether you working 2, 3 side hustles and a job, or you out there in the streets. You're getting a budget together to try to get you out of that situation so you can get to the next level and have a career and take care of your family. You know what I'm saying? That's what a hustler would do. And that's what we got to do. It's no handouts. Nobody give me no bread. And I'm not asking for nothing. But I would like them to shine a light on the Bay and make LA and the Bay come together and make just one big movement like we could have had, from the 90s on up. So shout out to Snoop. Hopefully he put some real firepower behind that label and take the West Coast to the next level. Yes, sir. So yeah, it's real painful when you up 17-7, going into in the third quarter, and then you still lose. And he had an opportunity. Jimmy G had the opportunity at the end, that last drive. Just the O-line was not, solid. There was a lot of leakage coming through. Aaron Donald coming through at the end. But a quarterback that can scramble, that has some ability to get out of the pocket and look downfield, would have got at least a couple first downs, and where we could have got in field goal range for Robbie Gold to go ahead and tie it up. I mean, that's the least you could do. but he's throwing a pick in our own end zone, basically in our own 10-yard line, 20-yard line. We couldn't even get to midfield. So that's right there. The proof is in the pudding right there. We just don't have the dude that could make it happen. You need to have like a top upper echelon quarterback, to be able to compete in the NFC Championship and in the Super Bowl. A mediocre quarterback like Garoppolo or Alex Smith, somebody like that can only take you so far. So it's time. The time is now. The whole offseason should be about putting the pieces around Lance. And right now, I think they have all the pieces. They don't really need to do much. He just needs to get, in the film room and get out there on the practice field and just, repetitions. Just learn the offense. Learn how to be a coach on the field. Be able to audible and be able to know every little nuance of that offense. What defenses, what coverages that he's going to see, and just know right away what to do. If the ball's in his court, he's got the talent, he's got the brain, he's got the pieces around him. So if he fails, well, then he just ain't that guy, and it's his own fault, because he's got all the God-given ability. It's just about putting the hard work in, and just it's common sense. Throw to the open man. When the pocket breaks down, get out of it. You see an open lane, run. All else fails, he can run for a first down. So I see that rocket arm. That's that God-given talent, man. We haven't had an arm like that since Kaepernick, but I think his is a little bit more accurate, especially on the deep ball. So we'll see. 49ers, I don't know what pieces that we, I'm not a capologist. I don't know everything about what the salary cap situation is. And, I know that E. Ford was out the whole year. I'm not sure what they're going to do with him. I don't think they have to pay Bosa or Samuel this year. But, they have a solid D-line. They have solid linebackers, corners. Secondary is the one area that they should address. Their running back should actually get a boost next year if Mostert comes back healthy. They got a stable of backs. They got stable of receivers. The quarterback is a question mark, but I think we got somebody that has the ability to be a top-tier quarterback. Wide receivers, like I said, they got a stable of receivers with Samuel and Ayuk. Ayuk could actually be a number one receiver. He just needs more targets. But Samuel's the number one guy. I kind of think they overused him a little bit. Make it a little bit too predictable. You force feeding a guy to, basically carry the team, and that ain't fair to him. There's George Kittle. He was underutilized. They have weapons. They have weapons on the team. There's no excuse. The pass protection broke down a little bit, especially on that last drive in the NFC Championship. But that's some of that's on the quarterback. You got to get rid of the ball, or you got to be an athlete and get out of the pocket, which he did not. So moving on, the Super Bowl. I think the Rams got this. I think the NFC have more talent. I think there's just too much star power on the LA Rams. They got solid defense. Von Miller, Aaron Donald. Their D-line is serious. Solid in the secondary. And their wide receivers is ridiculous. Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham Jr. And Stafford can get them the ball. I think the Cincinnati is just, they're too young. They don't have the experience. The quarterback is good. He's got some ability. He's actually he's pretty damn good. Joe Burrow. He's been doing it since he was at LSU. But I don't think they're gonna have enough. I'm predicting the Rams 31-23 over the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl this Sunday. real good performance at halftime out here. Snoop, Dre, Kendrick, Eminem, and Mary J. Blige. So I'm looking forward to that. Although I'll probably be in this laboratory banging out beats and trying to get inspired to try to finish an album, because I haven't really, I've been caught up with a lot of family responsibilities and running my basketball organization and enjoying it. Music, you got to be inspired, and I just haven't really been happy with the whole music industry overall, and I'm taking my time. But if it wasn't for music, I wouldn't have a lot of the stuff that I have today. So it's a God-given blessing. And so yeah, definitely this Sunday is studio time Sundays, and I'll be keeping an eye on that Super Bowl for sure. So I got the Rams 31-23 over Cincinnati. We'll check back on that, see if I was right, see if I was wrong. Whatever, it's all good. I don't give a damn about them teams. It's 49ers all day, man. So that's what it is. So let's talk about them Dubs, man. Should the Warriors trade James Wiseman at the trade deadline that's coming up? A lot of teams making deals. A big deal that went down this week. James Harden going to the 76ers, and the 76ers trading Ben Simmons and Seth Curry to the Brooklyn Nets. Man, that's crazy. I think that's actually better for the Nets. There's gonna be, some more spacing with Seth Curry and Kyrie. Seth Curry can go ahead and just stand there and, and knock down trades. Kyrie can do his thing and slash. KD can slash a little bit and do what KD do, but I think that's a better deal actually for both teams, to be honest, because Ben Simmons was not happy. He was not coming back anytime soon to play for the Sixers. But now you got a defensive presence in Ben Simmons, and a good ball handler, young, athletic forward. He can play all 5 positions that they could build around for the future, and they're not just so old, with Harden and KD and Kyrie. Them old teams, man, they look at the Lakers. That's, you can't base everything off the past. You can't base your whole team off of what they was in yesteryear. That ain't it. We all aging, we all getting old, we all getting worse. You gotta base your team around young players that are in their prime and then are gonna get better, so that you can develop. And that's kind of what I see Brooklyn doing by going for Ben Simmons. But about the Warriors, man, James Wiseman, I like his talent. I like what I want to see him. I can't see him. Where is he? He's never on the court. So until we see what he can do, it's really just a mystery. But I'm thinking, let's keep this squad together. Let's roll the dice. And they got Kuminga, they got Gary Payton Jr. You got a real nice nucleus for the future. So I say no, don't trade him. He's going to be the big that we need in the playoffs. I got faith in him. I got faith that Kuminga, he's going to probably take some minutes away from Iguodala. Iguodala up there, long in the tooth. He's old. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you get old, you get injured. You get more injury prone, and your knees hurt, your heels hurt. You don't got the same bounce or quickness that you used to have. So it's like the clock is ticking. When these young bucks are on the rise, somebody like a Jonathan Kuminga, I could see him being an all-star one day. There's no way he can't start next year. He gonna have to start. He's already hitting threes and getting 20 points and in limited minutes. What they gonna do when they got Wiggins, Clay, Steph, Kuminga? He's gonna have to play, man. So I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna keep all that talent. They got this. I ain't even gonna lie. For the talent on this team, on the Warriors team this year, is probably more than that 2015 team. because you was talking about Barbosa and Spates, and they were off the bench. I can go look it up, but that's what I remember. David Lee, I think he was still there. Bogut, and they went 73-9. So I ain't knocking that team, but they didn't win the chip. This team seems like they got 2 starting lineups. This 2022 team, they're just deep, man. Otto Porter Jr., Damian Lee, Toscano Anderson. They're just real deep. So it'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to keep it all together. So I do not recommend them doing anything at the trade deadline. Warriors need to just keep playing how they were, especially at the beginning of the season. Get Draymond healthy. He's getting up there too, but he's like the heart and soul and the nucleus. He is the nucleus of the team. So without him, I don't know how far we can go. But if we got the full squad, I don't think it should be any problem with getting to at least the conference finals, and then we should possibly win it. I just know that the old nucleus is getting older. Steph, Clay, and Draymond, they getting older. They're not the same Steph, Clay, and Draymond as 2014, 2015. They're hanging on to who they used to be. And they still are who they are, but, at some point they won't be. So I think this year we got a good chance to win it. And we so deep, like we can just throw bodies on bodies in waves, man. Like we could put Kuminga on somebody like LeBron if we had to see it in the playoffs. Or, Donovan Mitchell, he can play everything. He can guard 1 through 5, I think. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do his thing. He's gonna get more minutes as we keep going forward. But no on any deals. At the deadline, keep the nucleus how it is, and let's build with what we have. Develop. Their front office is doing a great job. Just gotta give it to them. 41-14. That's crazy. That's outstanding. That's a great record at this point with all this COVID and injuries and the recruiting or the signings that they had in the offseason. Once again, shout out to the Warriors front office for making that happen and doing what they know what they're doing, man. So it's not really much for me to say. Other than they're playing the Knicks right now, and
As I mentioned, 3 out of the remaining 4 before the break at home. And so this is one where don't let a Knicks team come in and grab you. I love what they're building here as far as home court advantage at Chase Center. The fans have been engaged. They got loud at the right times.
30-26 right now.
And I'm not surprised by it. I'm just saying I'm super impressed
by it. Good.
We're also seeing some great music from the Splash Brothers.
24-31.
They have found their old rhythms, and Klay Thompson is back to being Klay Thompson.
Anyway, Klay Thompson get back to being Klay Thompson. Shit, it's a wrap. Steph, Klay, Dre, when he come back, I think we're gonna get the chip. And no on any deals at the deadline, period. So let's talk about the Kings, them East Bay Kings. You see the fit right here. This shirt available for sale right now, eastbaykings.com. We got all different styles. Different Bay Area themed, Oakland, East Bay themed clothing. You know what I mean? Just go check it out, eastbaykings.com. Support the clothing line and support the basketball team. The basketball team plays in the ABA. It's a new team. We're building, brand new franchise. Had a game last week against our East Bay rivals, the Contra Costa County Delta Stars, and we came out with the win, 119-113. Big shout out to PJ Gardner, getting the MVP of the game, almost getting a triple-double. Scored 21 points, actually 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. Did his thing, got the cash bonus player of the game. So, East Bay Kings is grinding. We got another game this weekend against the San Jose Knights. And some big news. for the players and Bay Area Hoopers. In general, we got a deal that we just came into agreement with Kevin Garnett's Big Ticket Sports and Hoop It Up. So we're going to put on Hoop It Up tournaments and also a 3-on-3 Pro-Am League that's going to kick off this summer. More info, more details will be available real soon. But it's big news. You know, I made it happen. You know what I'm saying? I made it happen, made the deal go through, chopping it up with the man Dan Kramer over there at Hoop It Up in Big Ticket Sports. So hopefully we got some big things come from that, moving the brand forward. And it's going to be a great situation for people that are trying to get looked at. And also, 3-on-3 is another format of basketball that's played worldwide. And if you get so many points in these tournaments, you can actually qualify for the Olympics. So yeah, we'll be helping people take the next step and to get to the next level in their basketball careers by going overseas and actually playing for prize money as well in these 3-on-3 tournaments. FIBA is putting on tournaments worldwide, and they actually, they put out like $1 million in prize money in these tournaments collectively amongst all these tournaments. So there's money to be made for basketball players, for East Bay Kings players, and new players that we bring on. Not just the ABA, we have these other opportunities available. So it's big news, breaking news. It just went down this week. But more details will be available soon on the website,
Renz 510 Radio. 510 Radio.
All right, y'all, that's it for this episode. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and tuning in with your boy Renz Jr. right here on Renz 510 Radio, the East Bay Kings podcast. Keep tuning in at 510radio.com for 24/7 West Coast slaps. You know what I'm saying? And check us out next time.